Do you know someone who can't fall asleep if there's a single crumb on the counter? Or maybe that's you? We usually call them clean freaks. We make jokes about their bleach bottles and labeled drawers. But here is the uncomfortable truth. The psychology of the ultra clean isn't really about dirt. It's about fear. It's about control. And sometimes it's about trauma. Today, we aren't judging the person with the mop. We are getting inside their head. Because the obsession with cleanliness is often a silent conversation the brain is having with itself about safety. Let's start with the most common driver, anxiety. For the average person, cleaning is a chore. For the always clean person, cleaning is a ritual. In psychology, we often see this as control theory. Life is chaotic. You can't control your boss, the stock market, or global pandemics. But the sink? You can destroy those germs. When a person scrubs a surface until it shines, their brain releases a neurotransmitter called GABA. That's the chill-out chemical. They aren't cleaning a floor. They are scrubbing away the feeling of helplessness. If the messy person says, "I don't see the dirt," the clean person says, "I see danger." Here is where it gets spicy and deeply human. Did you know that feeling physically dirty and feeling morally dirty light up the same part of the brain? This is called the Macbeth Effect. Yes, like Shakespeare. Lady Macbeth tried to wash damned spot of blood off her hands, even though it wasn't there. She wasn't cleaning blood. She was cleaning guilt. Research from the University of Plymouth shows that when people recall an unethical act, a lie, a betrayal, a secret shame, their desire for cleaning products skyrockets. They physically need to wash their hands. So the person who vacuums 3 times a day, they might not just love hygiene. Their brain might be trying to wash away a mistake they made 10 years ago. Cleanliness becomes a confession booth without the priest. But what about the people who aren't anxious or guilty? The ones who just have a type A personality? Meet perfectionism, but not the healthy kind, the clinically significant kind. The psychology here is about cognitive dissonance. Their identity is, I am a person who has control. When a mess appears, it creates mental pain. They don't clean to feel good, they clean to stop the pain of imperfection. These are the people who fold their t-shirts with rulers. It's fascinating, it's efficient, and honestly, it's exhausting to live inside that brain. Before you call them crazy, let's look at the primal side. We are wired for disgust sensitivity. 10,000 years ago, the clean person survived. Why? Because they avoided the rotten meat and the infected wound. People with a high need for cleanliness often have a hyperactive insula. That's the part of the brain that processes visceral disgust. So when you leave a dirty plate out and your roommate starts twitching, their brain isn't seeing a chore. Their brain is seeing a biological threat. They aren't being rude. They are acting like a prehistoric survival machine that wandered into a modern dorm room. So is this healthy? Green flag. You clean because you enjoy the result, the calm, the order. Red flag. You clean because you cannot tolerate the process of living. If you cancel plans because your baseboards aren't disinfected, if you feel rage, not just annoyance, at a coffee ring, that is no longer a preference. That is a coping mechanism that has become a cage. To the clean person watching this, you aren't weird. You are likely very conscientious, very intelligent, and trying very hard to keep the chaos of the world at bay. But remember, a clean house is a sanctuary. A sterile house is a museum, and nobody gets to relax in a museum. I want to know in the comments, are you the clean one in your relationship or the messy one? And on a scale of 1 to 10, how anxious do you feel right now looking at your living room floor? Hit subscribe for more deep dives into the weird things your brain does. I'll be in the comments after I wipe down my keyboard.